This isn't gonna end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
Picture yourself stepping into a dazzling Hollywood premiere, flashing cameras, glamorous stars, and an atmosphere buzzing with possibility.
Slap that down. You obviously cannot do that.
Now imagine that same red carpet suddenly turning cold, an eerie shift where whispers replace cheers, and a once adored celebrity stands at the center of an unfolding saga that nobody can ignore. This is the kind of dramatic turn that can rattle an entire industry. In this story, the spotlight lands on Blake Lively.
Yeah, Blake Lively was the cruelest person I've ever worked with.
An actress once embraced as a bright talent and a beloved figure. For years, fans admired her style, her wit, and her seemingly flawless image. But the headlines have changed drastically. Rumors of evidence tampering, swirling talk of a massive $400 million legal bombshell, and whispers of behind-the-scenes power plays have taken center stage. With one court appearance, everything shifted.
She filed a fake Me Too and got caught. Okay, caught. A fake Me Too and got caught.
Judge Louis Lyman, long reputed for his no-nonsense approach, has apparently lost patience, and the person at the heart of his frustration is none other than Lively herself, accused by some of playing victim for too long and too loudly. The effect of these mounting allegations has been immediate. Stunned silence in the courtroom, stunned viewers online, and a feeding frenzy among news outlets looking for the next colossal scandal. But is there more beneath the surface? What's causing a judge to snap so publicly? And why are rumors pointing to the possibility of some of the most serious accusations surfacing in modern Hollywood memory? Those questions merely scratch the surface of a deeper story, one filled with strategic PR warfare, rumored leaks, missing footage, and allegations that certain industry titans pulled every string available to ensure the outcome favored them. Yet, if these same rumors are to be believed, the plan hasn't gone as intended. Instead of controlling the narrative, Lively's team might be losing their grip, floundering in a swelling tide of contradictory evidence and an unyielding pushback from Justin Baldoni. The ultimate stakes here are immense. Personal reputations, entire careers, and multi-million-dollar fortunes are on the line. Get comfortable, because once we peel back the layers, the story is more captivating, more dramatic, and perhaps more cautionary than anyone ever expected. Each new revelation raises the temperature another notch, and by the end, you'll be left wondering how Hollywood, this magical land of dreams, can also become a realm where a single misstep might bury a career forever. But this isn't just about one actress or one actor. It's also about how an entire system, from influential agents to studio power brokers, can shift narratives overnight. We'll see how easily someone revered can become someone reviled, and how swiftly accusations can explode into reality-altering crises. Most of all, you'll discover why so many are now questioning the legitimacy of the claims, the motives of each participant, and the possibility that we're witnessing the largest backfire in recent Hollywood history. And that's only where our story begins. It all started with a hushed tension in the air. Courtrooms are seldom glamorous, but when big Hollywood names enter, the atmosphere changes. Onlookers hold their breath, reporters scramble for quotes, and fans stand outside hoping for a glimpse. This time, however, the usual buzz gave way to a kind of electrified stillness. Everyone knew something monumental was about to happen, and few could predict just how intense things would get. Blake Lively arrived, carrying herself with an air that people once described as confident, maybe even untouchable. This wasn't a promotional event or a charity function. This was a legal proceeding where real judgments could shatter careers. Judge Louis Lyman, known for his incisive rulings, didn't waste time in letting everyone know he wasn't interested in hollow theatrics. According to multiple accounts, Lively had repeatedly portrayed herself as a helpless figure in this ordeal, while Baldoni's side insisted that her claims were a house of cards propped up by media manipulation. When the judge finally spoke, rumor says the reprimand was as harsh as it was unexpected. In a single statement, Lyman indicated he was done tolerating public spats and carefully planted articles. This was the first sign that the Hollywood darling might be on thin ice. After all, federal judges rarely single out celebrities for orchestrating a smear campaign in the press. Yet that's exactly what insiders say happened. Observers described Lively's reaction as a mixture of disbelief and simmering tension. She'd come prepared to present her side, perhaps with the same polished sincerity she'd shown at red carpets or in interviews. Instead, she was warned to cut the spectacle. This was a direct blow to her credibility and, by extension, the credibility of anyone supporting her claims. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's legal team remained notably composed, as though they had been expecting this exact turn. From that moment, it became evident we weren't witnessing a standard defamation trial or typical Hollywood scandal. This was a clash of perceptions, each side scrambling to expose cracks in the other's story. And it was a signal that the judge was running out of patience for manipulative press tactics. But that wasn't the whole story. Behind every megastar stands a formidable PR machine charged with shaping public opinion, controlling headlines, and protecting their client's image at all costs. In Hollywood, these spin masters work miracles daily, turning real-life dramas into carefully framed narratives. But in Blake Lively's situation, those tactics appear to have faced an unprecedented setback. Sources close to the matter claim Lively's team fed multiple exclusive tidbits to select publications, each time painting Baldoni as the aggressor and Lively as a vulnerable target. The hope, evidently, was to create enough noise that the public would inevitably side with her. The tabloids, always eager for sensational stories, seemed more than willing to oblige. Headlines popped up, each reinforcing the idea that Lively was a woman under siege, fighting a ruthless opponent with unlimited resources. Suddenly, the manipulative threads Lively's camp had woven were out in the open. Instead of controlling the narrative, they appeared to be losing control. Critics started asking why she would attempt to silence the other side if her claims were rock solid. The public loves a good redemption story, but it also loves unveiling an alleged hoax. In this case, suspicion only grew stronger. For years, fans admired Lively for her seemingly flawless image, her personal life with Ryan Reynolds, and her comedic flair on social media. But a single miscalculation in a high-stakes lawsuit might be unraveling that pristine reputation. And each attempt to squash dissenting voices has only intensified the scrutiny. Yet as intriguing as it is to see a PR plan crumble, the real turning point could be the eye-watering sums involved. And what happened next would shock everyone. Money always has a way of upping the ante, and in Hollywood, lawsuits involving millions of dollars can escalate with frightening speed. That's precisely what happened when Justin Baldoni unleashed his colossal legal action, seeking a sum so huge it momentarily overshadowed the entire scandal itself. At first glance, some observers suspected a desperate bluff, but the more details emerged, the clearer it became that Baldoni was dead serious. A lawsuit of this magnitude suggests that if the allegations against Lively hold any water, she might face ruin on a level that's difficult to imagine. Most defamation suits settle quietly for undisclosed amounts, long before they ever reach a public trial. But Baldoni's move was an unambiguous statement: "I'm not backing down." The financial stakes also illuminate why Lively's response may have been so forceful. Facing a potential judgment of $400 million is not just career-threatening, it's life-altering. Even with a star's income, paying out that kind of settlement, plus legal fees, could mean bankruptcy or long-term financial devastation. If you combine that with the possibility of blacklisting by major studios, who are notoriously risk-averse in cases involving explosive controversies, you have a perfect storm of personal and professional peril. Meanwhile, Friedman, Baldoni's attorney, kept revealing damaging accusations against Lively, alleged manipulations of public perception, suspiciously convenient loss of evidence, and repeated attempts to force narratives that the legal system might not accept. Each revelation only deepened the already colossal divide between these two once celebrated figures in the entertainment world. As watchers of this real-life drama, we can't help but wonder if there's any chance for a settlement, or have both sides invested too much pride and resources to ever back down now. But that's just part of the tension building behind the scenes. Away from the flash of cameras and swarm of reporters, the real drama plays out amid film sets, negotiation tables, and personal relationships. It's one thing to read sensational headlines. It's another to hear the stories from those who were on set, living through the tension day after day. And what they've revealed is illuminating. Multiple crew members and close associates, speaking on condition of anonymity, describe a production environment rife with sudden script alterations and behind-the-scenes power struggles. Some assert that Lively demanded more control over creative decisions than originally agreed upon. Others insist that while she has a right to shape her roles, the way she allegedly went about it triggered chaos and cost overruns. Baldoni, for his part, is said to have clashed with Lively's newfound demands, leading to an atmosphere so charged it bordered on toxic. These behind-the-scenes accounts paint a portrait of an actress under intense pressure, possibly overextending her influence, and a director-producer who refused to bow to demands he believed were unreasonable. The friction inevitably spilled out into the public arena, culminating in the legal confrontation we're witnessing now. The details are murky, but the tension is tangible, setting the stage for an industry-wide reckoning. But the stakes go well beyond personal feuds. At the heart of this conflict stands one of the most feared words in entertainment law: defamation. When accusations surface that someone has deliberately and falsely damaged a professional reputation, the legal repercussions can be immense. While defamation alone rarely leads to jail time, the problem becomes far more serious if allegations of evidence, tampering, witness intimidation, or outright fraud appear. It's no wonder then that Hollywood is collectively holding its breath. Some big players might hope for a private settlement or an out-of-court resolution before irreversible damage is done. Yet this narrative keeps escalating, making it harder and harder to contain the fallout. And that pressure pushes people to make risky moves, sometimes to their own detriment. But the truly jaw-dropping revelations don't end there. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, once hailed as a model Hollywood couple, now find themselves under more scrutiny than ever before. Fans who adored their witty social media banter and philanthropic endeavors are asking pointed questions. Is their united front as strong as they claim? Are they in lockstep on how to handle the crisis, or is the stress dividing them behind closed doors? We may never know the full extent, but the possibility of tension between them makes for compelling tabloid fodder. In all this turmoil, fans and critics alike find themselves shifting allegiances, re-evaluating the stories they once took at face value. Could Lively have orchestrated a cunning plan to boost her image by taking down Baldoni? Or did Baldoni truly overstep boundaries, leaving Lively with no choice but to escalate? Each new snippet of information seems to muddy the waters further. But for Hollywood at large, there's another dimension to worry about. Hollywood runs on relationships, who you know, who owes you favors, and who can make a phone call to end your career. The saga unfolding between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni exposes these power dynamics in ways that make many within the industry uneasy. Formerly hidden methods of shutting down inconvenient stories, controlling narrative arcs, and blacklisting troublesome individuals have crept into the limelight. Rumors suggest that Blake Lively's connections were mobilized early on from high-profile agents to influential PR gurus, all with the objective of painting Baldoni in the worst possible light. For a while, it seemed unstoppable until a judge's harsh statements questioned the validity of her claims. Suddenly, a spotlight shone on how easily celebrities can exploit the media to shape public opinion. Industry players who once rushed to Lively's defense are now slinking away, fearing they might be implicated in something far bigger. And that brings us to the final reckoning. After so many revelations, so much potential manipulation, we're left with one searing question. Is there any way for Blake Lively to walk away from this unscathed? A few months ago, the idea seemed laughable. Her star power was bright enough to dominate any negative headlines. Today, it's a serious concern, and that sets the stage for our final section. When we look back at Hollywood's most catastrophic downfalls, they often follow a familiar pattern. A star grows so big they assume they can't be challenged, then a single spark ignites a blaze that devours their career. Will Blake Lively join that roster of cautionary tales? Or does she possess the resources, resilience, and star wattage to rewrite her narrative one last time? The legal showdown with Justin Baldoni isn't just a brawl over money and reputation, it's a referendum on the power structures that govern Hollywood itself. The judge's stern words serve as a reminder that even the biggest celebrities can't entirely bypass the legal system. And if the rumored evidence tampering, manipulated text messages, or selectively leaked footage proves true, the consequences could be monumental, overshadowing anything Lively or Baldoni has ever done on screen. For Baldoni, this battle represents not just an attempt to clear his name, but a statement against an industry where whispers can ruin a person overnight. His $400 million lawsuit is a bold bet, staking everything he has on a chance to confront those who, he believes, wronged him. If he wins, he could reshape the entertainment landscape, proving that even mighty Hollywood couples can be held accountable. If he loses, he risks being remembered as the man who fought a giant and got crushed beneath the legal machine. In the meantime, you hold the power to form your own conclusions. Every lawsuit, every piece of evidence, and every word uttered in court or in the press offers a puzzle piece to a story that's simultaneously fascinating and unsettling. After all, when the credits roll on this real-life drama, the consequences won't vanish. Careers, fortunes, and possibly even personal freedom hang in the balance. Ultimately, we're left to wonder if this is a one-time stumble for Blake Lively or the start of an irreversible downfall. And in a place as unpredictable as Hollywood, even a single miscalculation can transform an icon into a cautionary tale.